Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Now let's talk movies, shall we? Movie section, we got some follow-ups here. We got, first thing in follow-ups is A Christmas Story Christmas. So this is the sequel to A Christmas Story that we talked about, I believe it was about 4 or 5 months ago. We now have a trailer, kind of. It's more of a teaser, which is why we didn't put it in the trailer section. Really, the announcement here is the release date as well as the new proper title. Christmas Story Christmas is the name of the movie. It is going to be coming out November 17th on HBO Max. It does not look like it is going to get a theatrical release, though they did get the original actor who played Ralphie to come back, as you can see in the trailer. And or the teaser rather. I really hope we get a proper trailer very, very soon because I'm kind of hype about this. Not even kidding. Our next piece of follow-up news has to do with Black Adam, and this one, I really was debating about putting this one in here just because it's kind of news we already know. This is one of the big ones we were talking about at the head of the episode. This is a confirmation of a rumor that, yeah, we kind of saw this one coming. Just like the Penguin thing at the beginning of the TV streaming section, we know that Black Adam's going to have Superman in it. It's kind of the worst kept secret in Hollywood at this point. So why do we gotta announce it in the news? Either way, it's still, I mean, technically speaking, this is still technically a rumor because Warner Brothers has not come out and said, yep, that's right, we got Henry Cavill back as Superman in our Black Adam movie. But we do have The Rock talking about Black Adam versus Superman movie. And then we also got Aldous Hodge, who plays Hawkman in the new Black Adam movie. We have him going on record and saying that he thinks that not only should there be a Black Adam versus Superman movie, but he hopes that there is a Black Adam versus Superman trilogy. Which I think would kind of be cool. If this turns into something that's not just a vanity project for The Rock, which I still very much believe that is a strong possibility, then yeah, I think that would be really a lot of fun. Those two behemoths fighting on screen for my comic book enjoyment, I'm down. Let's do that. But that's all we got there. Let's move over to Dune 2. This is a release date update. Dune 2 has been bumped up by 2 weeks from its original release. So originally it was supposed to release November 17th of 2023, and now it is going to be released November 3rd of 2023. So 2 weeks early, not a big bump, but you know, with all of that scrambling from Marvel and all that jazz, Sony and whatever the hell's going on with the MCU, somebody had to fill the slot, and Denis Villeneuve was like, "I'll do it. That's me. I'll do it right here. Let's go." Next in follow-ups, we have Transformers: Rise of the Beasts casting announcements. We have Pete Davidson, who's going to be voicing Mirage, as well as Michelle Yeoh, who's going to be voicing Airazor. There we go. Airazor. That's the word I was trying to say. Mirage is a Decepticon, and Airazor is the robot, the animal robots. I can't even remember what they're called right now. Sorry, brain fart. They happen. They have both been cast for voice work in the sequel. The kind of lega-sequel situation. That's all we got. Let's move on. Next is Joker Folie à Deux. We now have official word that this is, in fact, going to be a musical. What universe do we live in that a comic book movie is going to be a musical? That is such a weird thing to say. Now, let's kind of take this one in full view. Just because there are musical numbers, that's probably why they're saying musical. So there could potentially be like 2 musical numbers, and then the rest of it is spoken. and that would make it a musical in the eyes of popular culture, and that would be incorrect, but I could see why they would make the argument, because, you know, clicks get you money. So I don't think it's going to be a musical in, like, you know, the vein of Rent or Chicago or Cabaret or anything like that. But musical, meaning there's going to be musical numbers, confirmed. We know this as 100% fact. If you question me, check the link in the description. That being said, that is what we have for follow-ups in movies. Let's move over to trailers. It's Halloween, which means we're getting Christmas stuff because everybody forgets Thanksgiving is still a holiday. And so, yeah, it is what it is. But our first trailer is Spirited, the Christmas Carol story that Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell made. This is coming out finally. Release date for this is going to be November 18th. It is going direct to Apple TV Plus, and it looks freaking awesome. Go watch this trailer, man. It's worth your time. The next trailer that we have to talk about is Creed 3, March 3rd, 2023. So 3/3/23 is when this movie releases. Directed by Michael B. Jordan. This movie, it looks like it's going to be good. So anything I say about this that might sound like I'm questioning the quality of this movie, I don't question the quality of this movie. I think Michael B. Jordan is perfectly capable as an actor, potentially as a writer, though I don't think he's a writer on this project, but also as a director, because this trailer looks fantastic. It feels very reminiscent of Rocky 4 to me in a lot of ways, as well as Rocky 3 in a lot of ways. Go watch the trailer, see what I'm talking about. I could actually be mistaking 4 for 5, but I'm pretty sure it was 4 where he fights the street kid. But either way, interesting way to recycle things that we already know and make them fresh for yourself. I don't know. There's a discussion to be had there. Maybe we'll have it in a different video. Either way, that's what we got. Let's move right along. Oh God. And now we're into regular ass news, and we're going to start regular ass news with the downbeat. So I feel like in the nerd world, you already know this, but we have to talk about it. Robbie Coltrane, the man who was Hagrid, has passed. He was 72 years old, and I was unable to find the cause of death, which is weird because, I mean, that's a high profile passing, but like, everyone that worked with him, I need to be specific when I talk about this because there are a bunch of crazy people on the internet who, because they don't like J.K. Rowling, they also don't like anybody who is associated with her, which is stupid. But everyone who worked with the man, everyone who knew the man, everyone who appreciated the man has been coming out in droves and just talking all of the amazing qualities of this man's life. And it's super wonderful and beautiful, and celebrating the body of work that he left behind, and all of the great messages and things, and just Hagrid was awesome. Hagrid was my favorite part of Harry Potter. Like, I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but Hagrid was pretty freaking awesome. I really dug the shit out of that guy. So we're gonna take a moment and remember Robbie Coltrane. All right, so let's bring things up a little bit. We have a new documentary on Dungeons and Dragons. This is documentaries we don't generally talk about, though it is about Dungeons and Dragons, so it's kind of inside of our wheelhouse to begin with. But also, Joe Manganiello is the producer and director of this documentary. And also super noteworthy is they have the blessing from Hasbro to make this, which has somehow unlocked to them 400 hours of footage of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm super interested to hear potentially where do you begin with 400 hours? How do you chop that down into a documentary movie length, like 90 minutes worth of a movie? Maybe it'll be a 3-hour movie, but still 3 hours out of 400 hours. And then you have to like have a narrative and things around those. Wow, that is a task. let's move right along. Oh, that's all we have? That's all we have? Really? Okay, cool. Let's get to the suggestions then for the week. Movie suggestions. Nightmare on Elm Street. We are still in the Halloween season. Like I said, we're going to continue the Halloween season until the week after Halloween. But Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven's pièce de résistance, if you will. The movie that put Wes Craven on the map as one of the masters of horror for very good reason. Think what you will about the rest of the series, but the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie is leaps and bounds above so much of the garbage horror movies we get these days, especially attempts at slasher films. If you like slashers, if you like scares, if you like Halloween-oriented things, Nightmare on Elm Street should be one you watch every year. So that puts us into, once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.